Hey guys, what's going on? So, real quick, I just want to talk about this Nick Cannon situation. And I was a little bit hesitant to talk about it because I think at this point it's just getting pretty repetitive. He's out here on this apology tour where it's seeming like he's apologizing every single day for something that he's already let it be known that he was not trying to offend anyone with his statements. We're seeing him every day now just apologizing and buck dancing it up. And it's seeming like at this point it's just overkill. I don't understand what is his need to try to get back into good graces with a group of people that's really showing him how they feel about him. The public humiliation, the constant apologies. At this point, it's just making him look very weak and castrated. And it's annoying to me. But the reason why I wanted to discuss this is because I find it very, very interesting that every time, someone comes out and calls out, we'll say the J community on something that they're doing, they're automatically dismissed as anti-Semitic. It's like you're not even allowed to have an opinion about anything that they're currently doing or that they have done historically. And I find that to be extremely hypocritical because if you study the things that have transpired as it relates to the J community across the world, historically and presently, they're in no real position to be criticizing anyone. And I say that because I did a little bit of research myself and I ran across this guy, Chief Rabbi Yitzhak Yosef, if I'm saying that correctly. And in 2018, this particular rabbi was so-called under fire, but yet he was not asked to step down. He was under fire for referring to blacks as monkeys and using a Jewish racial slur against black people. Now, people came out, they criticized him. They said that what he said was unacceptable, but he didn't miss a meal. He didn't lose his livelihood. He was not asked to step down. And like I said, I find that to be extremely hypocritical where you have a group of people that can be vile against pretty much whoever they want to be vile against with no real consequences. But because someone says something that is offensive to the J community, they lose their livelihood and they're put out in the public, like on a public spectacle, just looking weak, docile, and reduced almost to that of a house pet. I mean, Nick Cannon went from saying that he was going to stand firm on his square to literally apologizing damn near every day for something that he's already said that he really didn't mean to offend anyone. He did apologize, which a lot of people don't even agree that he should have done that, given the fact that the J community has never come out and done any type of real apology to black people for the role that they played in chattel slavery. Also, they're not coming out and apologizing on behalf of their community for the way they're currently treating African immigrants in Israel as we speak. So I'm not here to, defend Nick Cannon because I do feel like he backed out. He didn't stand firm on his square. And now he's looking like a complete fool because now it's looking like he didn't know what he was talking about at all because he's talking about all this education that he's going to receive from the J community and how they're teaching him and this and that, when he knows himself that there's very, very strong arguments against the J community even being Semitic people in the first place. So, I don't understand why somebody with a $60 million net worth would even feel like they need to be doing all this apologizing. And, if he wanted to apologize, if he felt like he hurt people's feelings, fine, whatever. We don't have the right to tell him that he can't apologize to his friends if they felt offended by what he said or whomever. But my thing about it is that at this point, it's just looking like he's trying to get back in good graces for a paycheck. He doesn't really look genuine as far as him saying that he believes in what he said and he's going to stand firm. Because if you're going to stand firm in what you said, you're not going to be, backtracking as much as he is. Like I said, at this point, it's just making him look very weak and docile. And, I don't take him seriously anymore at this point. Not that I ever really took him seriously in the first place, but at this point, it's just like he's looking like a complete clown. And I don't even feel that he was ever sincere about any of the things that he was saying, because when he was on that podcast with Professor Griff, he came across as somebody that really believed in what he was saying. And now that he has lost a big chunk of his income, it's looking like he's putting money over what he says that he believed in. Now, did I agree with everything that he said in that particular video? No. I do feel like once you start getting into talking about being supreme over another group of people, whatever, I don't really feel that it's necessary to say those types of things. But if you're going to say something and you claim that you wholeheartedly believe in it, don't back out of it because you feel like you may lose a paycheck. It doesn't make you look like a person with any type of integrity. And, at this point, I feel like he just needs to be quiet and not try to get into conversations about things that he claims to have knowledge of. And then he's going to turn around and start apologizing and making it seem like he wasn't well educated on what he was saying. And, if you're not sure of something that you're saying, then just don't have the conversation. But I do feel like he did believe in what he was saying while he was saying it based on the information that he has been exposed to. But when he got that immediate backlash, he cowered down and he backed out. And I don't support that, because if you say that you believe in something, then you need to stand firm on what it is that you say you believe in. Now, moving right along from Nick Cannon, because to me, this entire situation is bigger than Nick Cannon, because anytime, black people come out and they take a stand about something that they believe in, they immediately get shot down. And I just, I was really curious, and I was thinking to myself, how likely would it be that Nick Cannon would have lost all that income and would be having to go on this apology tour looking like a weak, castrated man if black men had some type of ownership in media? Like, what would be the likelihood of him having to do something like that if he had a community of builders and people that built infrastructure to where they didn't have to go to other groups of people for everything that they need? And I think that's something that we need to examine as a group of people. Why are we always in a weakened position where we have to apologize and beg people to give us opportunities because we're not building anything for ourselves? And that was one of the major takeaways for me in this entire situation. I looked at it as we're a weak and powerless group of people. We have to be careful about everything that we say, even if it is the truth, because we don't have any sort of unity. We don't have any sort of cohesiveness. We're not really building anything for ourselves. And we're always at the mercy of other groups of people because we're in a position that we can lose our entire livelihood if someone doesn't appreciate something that we said, whether it's true or not. It's not about it being true. It's about being able to put us back in our place and let us know who's really running the show. And that's very, very embarrassing because I really want to know when black men in particular plan to return to their throne and take their power back, because it's to the point now where it's almost no way, it's to the point, honestly, where it's like it's almost at the point of no return. There's no reason why men, especially of Nick Cannon's caliber, has not joined forces with other wealthy men and built a network of, media and all other sorts of things that is needed in the Black community. I really don't understand what's wrong with us and why we feel like we always have to go over to another group of people to get the things that we need. We always feel that someone's ice is colder than ours. And I totally don't understand that. That's something that really bothers me. And that's what's been bothering me the most throughout this entire situation. Because honestly, Nick Cannon is a grown man. He's going to do what he wants to do, no matter how we feel about it. Him pledging donations to Jewish human rights organizations is just despicable, in my opinion, when there is so much that needs to be done in the Black community. But like I said, at this point, Nick Cannon is looking like a weak, neutered, castrated man, and no one should be taking him seriously at this point. Just let him go over there and be the lapdog that he is for the people that he wants to mosey up with, that is showing that they could care less about him. All this apologizing that he's doing and groveling at their feet, you would think at this point they would come out and make a statement and at least ask Viacom, if they would consider giving him his jobs back, because he's doing everything that he can to make amends with them. And they're basically just putting him out there to the public like a spectacle and saying, we're going to teach him, we're going to show him, we're going to do this and that. But nobody is vouching for his character and saying, okay, we've accepted his apology. He's not the person that people are portraying him to be. We're going to speak up on his behalf. We're trying to come to some type of reconciliation. We would like to see him get his employment back, so on and so forth. They're not doing that. They have no incentive to do it. They're not going to do it simply because they don't have to. They're in a position of power. Nick Cannon is not, just as Black people are not in a position of power. We're always at the mercy of others. And until we get it into our minds that we need to build something for ourselves, we'll always be in this position. We have everything that we need within us to build everything that every other group of people is building. But for some reason, we can't seem to figure it out. And all I'm going to say about that before I end this is that if we don't come to a place where we build our self-esteem up to the point where we can begin to see ourselves creating the lifestyle for ourselves that we want, we're always going to be in a weakened position where we're groveling and begging for opportunities, where we're in a position where we're entering into predatory situations with people. Because from what I'm hearing, Nick Cannon does not even own the rights to a show that he created. Viacom has the rights to the Wild 'N Out show, and now he's going to probably have to be in some type of legal battle with them to get the rights to something that he created. I honestly don't know what the hell he was thinking when he created it to not have the rights to it in the first place. I don't know what type of contract he signed with them. I don't know what it is about some of us. I won't clump everybody into the same category, but a large majority of us, we get into these places with other people and we kind of minimize ourselves to the likeliness of a child. And we really need to come out of that. We need to sit at the table as grown men and grown women and, speak affirmatively about what it is that we want and what it is that we need. And if we can't come to a compromise where people are going to include us in a fair way, then we just need to go ahead and break away and do what we have to do for us, because this cannot continue. But you guys, let me know what you think. Get in the comment section. Let me know if you feel like Nick Cannon should have apologized. Do you think that he's doing a little bit too much tap dancing and apologizing and just looking pathetic? Let me know what your thoughts is. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys soon.